Alright, welcome back, guys. This is going to be another really quick reloading and shooting video, technically, because we are going to finish off a couple more with the Howa. A couple more bullets with the Howa. We're going to try and get those 80 grain stabilized, and then I am done. If this does not work, then I am done. So I am only doing 4 more bullets for the Howa, for the 80 grain SMKs. We left off last time only pushing them up to 2665, and if you guys remember correctly, I wanted to get up to at least 2700, 2750, somewhere around there. I think Sierra's top load is 24. Actually, don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. I don't have my manual with me right this second, so I can't really say for sure what their top load is, but I know that on their top load, their velocity was 27 something, upper 2700s. I may have hit 28, but I know with a heavy bullet like the 80 grain, definitely shouldn't be pushing it much past 2800. That's another thing for some of you new reloaders, is the heavy bullets for caliber, don't think you can just push them just as fast, because they just don't work. You'll run into pressure signs quickly if you try and do that. Heavy bullets are going to be a lot less velocity. So yeah, Sierra's max is like upper 2700, somewhere around there. So that's why this last test we did for the Howa was kind of weird, because I am above their max charge on powder, but I'm still only getting, so we left off at 2665 feet per second. So yeah, that kind of shocked me a little bit, but well, I guess not too much, because we are only using a 20-inch barrel. Is it 20 or 22, or I can't remember what the Howa is now, but and the testing is like 24, so I do see why we were down, but we are lower than normal, it seems like, even with the short, taking in consideration the shorter barrel. It does seem like we're still a little shorter, or slower than we should be, but either way, none of that matters. So we started off at 24 grains, ended off at 24.8 grains. The ES extreme spread on all of that was 177 feet per second. So I gained from the first charge to the last almost 200 feet per second. So I'm going to do 4 more bullets. In the last one we were doing, let's see here, 2, 4, 6. So we were doing going up by 2/10. And we gained almost 200 feet per second. So if I want to get to 2750, I need at least the same amount of increase, because we ended off at 2665. So 2750, we need at least 100 would get us 2765. Yeah, I guess. So if I end off at 2765, that'll be fine. Obviously, I'm checking pressure along the way. I always do. That's one thing you guys will always see me on the channel, being safe as I can be. So yeah, we ended off at 24.8. So let's do 25, 25, 25.2, 25.4, and 25.6. We'll do the same thing. We'll go 2/10 each. Everything else is the same. Obviously, got to keep it the same. We're doing the same test, so which is nozzle brass. We are finishing our last 3 pieces of unfired for the nozzle brass, and I'm using 1 piece that's on the one fired. So this 1 piece will be at 2 times fired after, and then the last 3 we'll put into the 1 times brass. Alright, so nozzle brass, CCI 200 primers, 200, CCI number 400 primers, small rifle primers, and CFE 223. That is what we are using. And trying to get these damn 22 caliber 80 grain hollow point boat tail match SMK bullets stabilized. So at 2665 we were hitting the paper, as you guys saw, because if you remember correctly, up until then it was going everywhere, up, down, left, right, off the paper. So I did finally dial in the scope, which I was hesitant on doing because these, if they don't have stabilizing, then I gotta redo the damn gun anyway. Well, whatever. It's not hard to sight in a scope, so I'll have to resight it into some of the normal bullets. Speaking of which, next for the Howa, I am probably gonna go with these big boys right here, the 68 grains, and I think that will be the ideal bullet for that Howa. And for the AR-15. That's next for both, actually. We're going to do the next for the AR-15 is going to be 68 grain Hornady hollow point boat tails. Now these ones aren't the match. These ones should be just the standard 68 grain hollow point boat tail Boxer 500 Hornady bulk. So yeah, these should be just the straight. No, I don't think these are full metal jackets. These actually look like the match. Hold on, let me look. Let me look here. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, is I'm wondering if they're just the. Oh, these are flat base, so these aren't gonna look. These are gonna look different anyways. So, if you wonder what I'm doing, I'm seeing if these bulk 68 grain Hornadys are the same as the Hornady match bullets. Because Hornady has a full metal jacket style hollow point boat tail as well, but their match bullet is they also have a match bullet in hollow point boat tail. So, but I'm pretty sure full metal jacket has a exposed rear boat tail for lead, which I never got that. Full metal jacket to me should be fully encased all the way around, no lead exposed, but I have seen some full metal jackets having the base be exposed with lead. So I don't know, either way, whatever, I'm getting off topic here. So yeah, okay, one thing I can check too are the 75 grains we've been using. These are match. And yeah, they look identical. So these do look like the match bullets. I was under the impression that this bulk Midway box I have was not the match style bullets. They were full metal jackets. So yeah, they have a nice open tip, nice boat tail. They are fully encased and they look just like the match bullets. So whatever. We'll either way, that's next for the Howa after we figure this out. But after this, I am done. I am definitely done with the 80 grains for the Howa. Even if we get these to stabilize, I'll probably do one 5-shot group just because we've gone this far to stabilize them. I should see at least how they group, but they're just so far on the verge of not stabilizing anyways. I don't think they'll group much anyway. So honestly, I should probably even just stop here. I shouldn't even go any further. But I'm just going to do 4 more. Push it up to 20, a little bit above 2,700 at least. As long as I get up to above 2,700, I'll be happy. And as you saw in the last video, I'm finally on paper, and at 2665 they weren't completely keyholed. When we first started off this, I mean, they were almost a full bullet, a sideways bullet impression on paper. So that's it. We're gonna do that. Get these 4 pieces done, and I'll take you through a few of the steps of reloading, and I'll go from there. Another thing I want to ask you guys, I know some of you guys are advanced reloaders, so it wouldn't really help you guys, but this channel is really, the core of this channel is making very accurate ammo with really inexpensive equipment. You know, not as cheap as you can, but very, you know, very inexpensive. And as you guys have seen so far, I do that. I do that all day long. I make very accurate ammo with, as you guys see, pretty cheap. I don't like using the word cheap, but inexpensive equipment. So that's the core of the channel, and really the second part of it is just trying to help new reloaders. That's it. Trying to get anybody on the fence to realize that reloading's fun, and you know, whatever. It doesn't take a ton of money. You can do it. You can do it without, you know, taking out a mortgage. And that's it. Just trying to help the new reloader that just started, and maybe get some more reloaders. Even though equipment's scarce right now, you know, probably shouldn't be getting too many more reloaders into the business, but oh well. Hopefully it will recover. But yeah, trying to get some new reloaders into the art of reloading. Either way, I'm rambling again, so let's get this started. Alright, so starting these 4 bullets for the Howa, they're going to be identical, 20 thousandths off the lands, CBTO of 1.958, all components are the same, and first thing first, I really just need to get the headspace off one of the cases because the last 3 are brand new brass. Alright, so headspace on the one fired case is 1.440, 1.440. I gotta go back and look as well to see what the actual headspace was on the Howa. Alright, so headspace, yeah, okay. Headspace on new brass was 1.440. Okay, that's weird. Let me check brand new brass. 1.4395, so yeah, 1.440. There's no way this... Oh, here, let me pop out that primer. Let's do that first. Get my universal decapper out. That's one thing you always need to check is the primer on the back, because most, and I know a lot of my guns, my benchrest doesn't do it, but my Smith & Wesson everyday carry, that craters primers quite a bit. It has, you know, from the get-go, reloads or you know, so that's one thing you can check for overpressure is cratering primers, but some guns you can't go by that because it will, they do it, it's one of their traits, they do it normally. So my EDC, my Smith & Wesson has done it from the get-go. Craters primers, pretty bad on the ED, well, no, actually, so my Smith & Wesson isn't horrible, but it does do it pretty decent, and a lot of other guns will do some form of cratering. So you can't just do a measure right off the get-go from fired brass, because the crater will make you get inaccurate numbers. So always pop the primers out before you do any of your measurements if you want accurate measurements. So let's check that, make sure I'm zeroed. Yep, 1.440. That is really weird. Let me check this other stuff. Yeah, it's all 1.4. Alright, let me check this 2 times brass. Maybe it... There we go, 1.442. That's another thing a lot of people don't realize, is they think their brass is fully fire-formed after one firing, and it is absolutely not. That's why after the first firing, you don't want to bump your shoulders back the full 2000s because it hasn't fully expanded on the first firing. You don't want to get your full measurements and do your full routine until after the second or third firing, because if you're bumping back 2-3 thousandths right from the get-go, then you're just setting it back too far on the first couple firings. So I recommend minimal sizing. On brand new brass, I barely size at all. Actually, a lot of new brass, depending on the measurement, I don't size. So the second firing, I barely size, try and get like a 1/2 thousandths bump. And then on the third firing, I start my full routine on 2/1000ths bump, and just keep going from there. So yeah, this brass looks like it's not even starting to fully fire form until the third firing. Cause yeah, this stuff's okay. Yeah, this stuff's 2 times fired, and this stuff is 1 times fired over here. Yeah, 1.4395, 1.440. So yeah, we're just gonna treat it as new brass and really not fire it much. And also, if you guys remember correctly, I was getting charring up the side of the brass because I was bumping it 5 thousandths, and so I'm not going to do that with this AR. Sorry, the Howa. It was doing it with both the AR and the Howa. And yeah, the Howa I wasn't bumping 5 thousandths. I was bumping that just the normal. Oh, that's why I did it, because it was new brass and I didn't bump it at all, so it was loose fitting to begin with. Because that's what new brass is. It's meant to fit every single chamber, so it's at minimum spec. Okay, alright, so good to go. So these are 3 of them are brand new cases, so I'm barely going to touch them. Actually, let me check. I'm probably not going to even size them at all. Yeah, not going to size them at all, and I'm not even going to size the 1 times fired, because it matches up identically to the new brass. So next step will be basically primers. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright guys, I forgot, I am a dumbass. I gotta at least, always gotta hit your brass. I gotta at least hit the 1 time fired piece of brass with the resizer, because if you don't, then the neck is you can't accept the bullet because the neck is too big, too opened up, and the bullet will just fall into the case. A lot of brand new brass is fully prepped, but that's one thing you also, for some of you new reloaders, always got to look at. Look at the type of brass. Like this Creedmoor brass is fully prepped, but I got a set of nozzler brass, not this 223 stuff, but I have a set of other nozzler brass that is brand new brass, but it's not fully prepped, so you would have to resize that because the neck is most likely too big, so the bullet will fall down through. Always check it anyways. Put a bullet in the top, and if it sinks down through, then yeah, you gotta at least size it just to get the neck down. Alright, so the neck is good to go. I'm gonna check a bullet with these brand new cases as well, but it should be fine. Oh yeah, plenty good enough. So next step, let's get some primers in these. Let me get my small primer cup. Alright, we can get this sizing die out of here. Alright, I'm not going to do a full close-up, but actually you guys can't see the priming side anyway, so I'm just going to zoom you guys back out. No sense in getting you close for something you guys can't really see. Alright, let me get a couple of these primed. I've already done the primer pocket on the 1 piece of brass that's fired, and the other ones are 3 new cases, so don't need to bother with that. As I always tell you guys, just run your finger over the back, make sure it's seated properly, And that's all you got to do for priming. Priming is boring and easy. The only thing you really need to watch out with priming is don't hold your face over the top. So like, you know, with me on the press here, I wouldn't want to hang my face over the top. Can you guys see the top of the case? Yeah, okay. Wouldn't want to hang my face over the top of this, because if a primer did burst, you know, if you did set off a detonator primer, it immediately goes up the case and out the top. So all the gas is going to go out of there. And if you guys haven't looked up a video of just what a primer can do alone, go ahead. I recommend looking that up on YouTube, because a primer itself can actually do some decent damage. Blanks are no joke. They can actually burn somebody pretty bad. I highly doubt it can kill anybody, but oh, I won't make that joke. Never mind. Famous actors tend to. Alright, so let's get this last one. Get this last one primed. Alright, everything looks good. Primers are flush. We are ready for powder. Alright guys, I'm going to calibrate this Frankfurt Arsenal scale real quick. Can you guys see that? Okay. One thing I'm going to do real quick, because I haven't done it in a long time, is alcohol the calibration weight. You should do that every now and then, because they build up with fingerprints, and 50 gram weight will turn into, I don't know how, I'm not sure how much weight it can actually increase with just fingerprints, but I'm sure somebody in the comments might be able to, or might know that. But I wonder actually what a fingerprint itself weighs. Can't be fucking too much. A couple pounds. Alright, there we go. It was calling for the 50 grain. 50 gram, I think it is actually. Hit the button. Oh, whoops. I didn't even see it pass here. Alright, let me do this again. Alright, cal. Can you guys see that? Cal. Cal again. I will tell you guys, I love this Frankfurt Arsenal scale. Put the 50, so you hold the units button to get to cal, and it said pass. Okay. So you hold the units button to get the CAL on the scale. You tap it one more time, it will blink 50. You put the 50 grain or gram, whatever it is. It's not grain, I know that. So 50 gram weight on there, it will turn solid, and if it passes, it means it's good to go. So yeah, I just wanted to give it a good alcohol wipe down, because they build up the fingerprints, and they will get a little heavier, or make your scale a little less accurate, really. Alright, so let's tear this, and we are looking for 25 grains even for the first charge. No, what am I doing? Big dummy. Big old dummy. Helps if I turn it to grains and not grams. Alright, we are all set. Alright, 25 even. Let's see if we can't get this done without going crazy. Alright, 24.5. 24.8. 24.9. Come on. Oh. 25. That looks good enough. 25 grain. Alright, next one is 25.2. Alright guys, let's get these bullets seated. I got my bullet comparator in my calipers, and we are ready to go. So I'm looking for a CBTO of 1.958. This is to finish off the pressure test. Really not a pressure test, but it's kind of both in one. I don't know why I wrote down pressure test. I guess it's both. Trying to find pressure signs as well, but also we are just trying to stabilize these damn bullets. Basically, that's the real test, is stabilizing these, getting these stabilized. 1.958. And this is the absolute last chance. I am not going to, even if I don't reach pressure, I'm done. I'm not going to pursue this anymore, and the bullets will be better used somewhere else. Alright, and we back out this seating stem, run it up, give it a quick little seat, spin it. I didn't run it all the way down because I want to make sure I'm not going too far here. Alright, 1.9. We are looking 1.95. What? Already forgot. 958. Ooh, I think we're already past. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, I'm right on the money. 1.9, well, almost on the money. 1.957. So, I'm going to back off just a hair. Call that good. Yeah, I forgot when I was doing the last bullets, I forgot the stem needs to be pretty much backed all the way out. Some of the powder got stuck on the neck, and these are brand new cases. I didn't use any lube with them, so that's alright. They're good to go now. Alright. Oh shit, I gotta go way out because I didn't fully seat that bullet. I didn't fully drop the ram, so alright, 1.965. Here, actually, since I have a case now, let me put that back in. All the way up, and then run this all the way back down to the bullet. Okay, so that should be right around. This bullet that I'm copying was 957, so I am going to back out just a hair, and we'll go from there. Alright, let's seat this bullet, see how close we are. 1.961. Huh. Alright, 1.951. Okay, went too far already. That's alright. As long as they're all close, that's fine. I gotta remember to keep pressure down, because with this backed out so far, on this die, on the lead die, it's so wobbly and the threads are getting to there's not many threads engaged because it's backed out way, quite far. That's one reason the first time I was having big problems is because, actually no, I don't gotta push down, I gotta pull up, because the bullet, when it goes up, pushes the seating stem up further. So when I make adjustments, I gotta make sure I pull up on it. Alright, 1.964. Let's hold up on the die, turn an eighth to quarter of a turn. That was more of an eighth of a turn. Alright, 1.956, and we're looking for 1.958, so I'm 2 thousandths shorter, but that's okay. Not too worried about it. We're just trying to get stabilized on these damn bullets. .959. Let's go down like a 1/16 of a turn. Perfect. 1.958 or 9575. Good. Alright guys, so that is finishing up and hopefully getting these 80 grains stabilized for the Howa. Alright guys, we will head out to the range and shoot these as soon as we can. Alright guys, we're going to shoot the last 4 bullets out of the Howa. Well, not the last 4, but last 4 of the heavyweights. So this is basically ending the heavy grain for the Howa, because I still haven't really got it stabilized yet, but I haven't reached the velocity I've wanted yet. So these last 4 bullets are I'm hoping I'm going to be able to push it up to at least 2800. These are the 80 grain SMKs. I'm not going to do a camera down range. I'm just going to show you guys the target after. I'm putting all 4 bullets into one dot, but I'm not really going for groups on this. I'm just going for velocity. So yeah, that's basically what we're going for right now. I got a new addition, some tiki torches in the back. You might be able to see one. Oh yeah, I guess you can. That should help with bugs. I should have had that at the beginning of the year. It is helping with bugs actually. But I got my chronograph out. Hopefully we can push these SMKs. These are the 80 grain SMKs for the Howa. Remember, they stabilized really well in the 223 or the AR, but I had to hand feed them, so that's why I didn't shoot a lot out of the AR. In the Howa, we have yet to stabilize them yet. I got remember, they were dropping well over a foot to 2 feet, so I got them at least hitting on paper the last time we were out. So these should be hitting on paper. Now let's just see if we can't hit up to 2800 velocity wise, and if they're still keyholing at paper after this, I'm probably done. We'll get on to something else and make our lives a little bit easier. I got some other heavyweights that are not quite this heavy that I think would do great. 68 grain and 75 grain. 75 might not either, I don't know, but the 68 grain Hornet A's should work great in this rifle. Alright, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to do a target camera. I'll just show you guys the target after this. So, let's get this started. Alright guys, we are all set up downrange now. I'm going to try and put maybe 1 pistol shot through the chronograph to make sure it's working. That way I'm not wasting, if I can do it without taking out the laptop and everything else. Alright, let me get my ears on. Alright. The chronograph is armed. We're on a new group. Oh, I didn't hit start. It read on the chronograph. Let me try one more. Alright, the chronograph read 1071. Alright, let's try it again. There we go. Alright, 1070. It read on the computer. Alright, let's go to new groups. I labeled it. Get off me. Alright, I labeled it. Alright, should be good now. That way I'm not wasting a bunch of, shots. I only got 4 shots, so I didn't want to waste anything and only end up picking up the last bullet. Alright guys, let's see what we can't get for velocities on this. Alright, I'm going to go for the, this one's a Champion red field target down there. And if you guys know what a red field target looks like, the middle one's a big bullseye with a triangle. I'm going to go for the top point on that bullseye. Put all 4 at that top point. Like I said, I'm not really going for a group on this. Just trying to get up to 2800. Hopefully these will get there. and hopefully when I go down it doesn't look like keyholing, or hopefully the bullets aren't keyholing. Alright, 27-22 is the first one. I don't see where that hit paper at all, which is sickening, because last video we did on this, yeah, I don't see any hole in that target. Last video we did on this, I had it dialed so it was, you know, so it was at least on paper with the 80 grain. So, alright, well, 27-22, I think Sierra wanted, I don't know, 28-50, or I can't remember what their max was for this 80 grain. I don't have my phone on me, so I can't really look. But alright, let's try one more. You know what, I'm going to go for the center of the paper. That way I can give it all the chance I can get, up and down, left and right. The bullseye kind of sucks on the red fields, that's why I go for one of the top of the triangles, but oh well. That went down, so maybe I'm going backwards on the friggin' ammunition. I don't know. I thought I put yeah, we'll find out. If this one's even further down, then I know I started at the highest charge. And if I did start at the highest charge, then 27-22 isn't cutting it. And I'm done. I'm still done. I'm not going to do this anymore. I only got like freaking 20 bullets left to begin with. And since they shot so good out of the AR, maybe I'll load those last 20 in the AR. See how good I can't get. Because, man, at the end of the charge we were doing with the AR with these 80 grain SMKs, it was starting to look like a really good group. So, I'll probably end up doing that. Alright, let's see if I fucked up and started with the highest charge. Still didn't see anything on paper. I have no clue if this is level or not, the gun. That one was 27-25, so looks like we're not going to get there. I was hoping to get at least 2800. Whatever. It's got to be this barrel. It has to be. It's the only thing I can think of. $27.42. That is so weird. I have no clue why they're not on paper at all. I don't know, I'll go down and look at it. That's all I can do. And we'll go from there. I think we're done, like I said. I don't think I'm going to do any more of the 80 grains for the Howa. Since they shot so good out of the AR, that's what we'll probably do. Well, even though I got a hand feed, and you guys know I hate hand feeding them, I'll suck it up, get a few more through there, and see what we can't do for groups. Yeah, I'll wrap it up once we get up to the bench. Alright guys, we're back up at the bench here. Yeah, that obviously didn't go as planned. I didn't get any on paper, so I couldn't tell if it was still keyholing at 20. So either way, yeah, that's what it looks like right there, the chronograph. All 4 shots. You know, shit, actually, hold on. Let me grab my reloading book here. I can at least, should be able to tell you the increments that I reloaded those to. Alright, so the last 4 was 25 grains, 25.2 grains, 25.4 grains, and 25.6 grains. Yeah, that's what it looks like right there. Spread was 31, standard deviation 12.83. I wasn't going for anything. I was just trying to get up for, you know, 2800. I didn't even load these to be extremely accurate anyways. I mean, they're pretty pretty consistent load, but I mean, obviously, as you can tell, well, I'm going up in charge, so it don't really matter. It's going to be a bad extreme spread, because when you're going up in powder charge each case, then you're purposely skewing the numbers. So yeah, either way, that's what it looks like. We had one low one there. The first one was obviously 27.22. Then we went down in velocity. Then we went up for there. Didn't hit our 2800, obviously. I don't know. I really don't know where to go from here, especially since one didn't hit the paper, and I can't tell if it was still keyholing, but I am done. I think I'm done, because the last time I brought that gun out, it was sighted in to that last load we had, which was the last bullet we shot out of it was 24.8 grains, and that was 2665 feet per second. So I went up to 25 grains, and it was 2722. That shouldn't have dropped it off the paper or brought it above the paper or whatever. So obviously these bullets are extremely inaccurate in that gun, because that should have been on paper. A red field target is pretty freaking big. So, I don't know. So, that's all I got to say about that. We're done with the Howa on the 80 grains. I'm not going to waste any more ammo. I have literally shot out of probably 15 bullets, 2 have only hit paper. so yeah, I'm done. I'm very much done with that. So, we'll load a few more with the AR. I'll suck it up. Do some hand loading with the AR. Hand feeding, not hand loading. Because I'll tell you, the end of that AR with those 80 grains, that group was tightening right up. Let me see if I can actually get the size of the last group on the AR. Alright. Oh, let's see here. 53 grain. So 80 grains. So the last group ended up being a .460. So under a half-inch group for the 80 grain out of the AR. 80 grain SMK. That was before I had the chronograph, so I didn't get any velocities on that, so I have no clue where that was at. So that's probably going to be the next AR video, is that. But I would like to get this Howa shooting good, so I'm going to get it resighted in on the, most likely the, those Black Hills ammo. Get it resighted in on that, or maybe I'll just preload a bunch of the 68 grains or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I got to get it resighted in because those 80 grains, I'm way above the target, well, yeah, you guys know what I mean. And so for brass, really nothing to look at. All of it looks really good. Let's see if I can get you guys a picture of it. This is the top charge. No swipes around the edge. Oh, what's that right there? Is that a little ejector circle? Yeah, I think it's starting to be. You guys can see that, can't you? Little ejector circle over here on the little half moon. Yeah, that might be starting. But either way, you guys can see the rounded edges on the primer. A little bit of cratering, but this gun does it a little bit anyways, because the very first charge, yeah, the very first charge did it too, and yeah, that's the first charge. So yeah, even some of the factory ammo does it with this gun, so it craters a little bit. So that's not abnormal with this gun. But yeah, so that's the top charge right there. That's what we got for our pressure signs, and it all looks pretty good. Well, and I'm glad I saw that, because to be honest, I'm not going to go anymore. Once I even start seeing any type of pressure signs, I could probably go a little bit. I mean, that is an extremely minor pressure sign, but there's no sense. Once you're starting to see a pressure sign like that, there's no sense in going anymore. And if I can't even hit paper, yeah, I'm not gonna even try and hit 2800. All right, guys. So that's the end of the 80 grain, at least with the Howa. Next, I'm probably gonna shoot some of those. Here, let's get you guys over on the bench. I'm thinking about some of those right there. Some of these Midway, come on now. Alright. One of these Midway, Hornady, let's see here, what are they? 68 grain, hollow point, boat tail. I don't know if these are the match editions. They look identical to the match. And I'm pretty sure the FMJs have an open bottom on them, so, and these ones don't. So I think they are the match edition, or with a match style. But I don't know, either way. So that's probably what I'm going to load. I got a bunch of them. I got a whole, actually I got two of these full of them. So we're going to start loading a shit ton of these, getting the Howa sighted in on that. And 68 grains usually fly really good in a 223. So that's what I'm thinking. We're going to do that next with the Howa. Before we move on to any other gun, I still got to finish, obviously, the 142 grain for the 6.5 Creed, the seating depth test. But other than that, we're pretty much good to go. But yeah, that's top of my priority, is getting that Howa, at least getting some good groups under my belt with that Howa, which I already have technically. I've shot quite a few good groups with that Black Hills ammo. A couple bad groups and, you know, a few good groups. So I know it's accurate, but still, I want to get some of my hand loads. I want to get some good groups out of my hand loads with that Howa. That's top of the list, and the rest of the loading development for the Sierra for the 6.5 Creed. So those are the two on the top of the list, and we'll go from there. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate everything you guys do. If you guys can hit that like, subscribe button, all the buttons, I'd appreciate it. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.